Greetings, my friends. I'm Gilles Morcillon. I feel it's a good time to come back and communicate. It's a very important time, very important message. I finally waking up. It's like Spirit is telling me things, revealing to me things, and it takes a couple of days for it to manifest, to become clear. But 2, 3, 4 days. But now the messages of Spirit are coming into manifestation rather quickly. But it took me a long time to get there. We are all programmed within our own timeline and our own energetic signature. So we just want to be in the present and be in the gratitude. What is very important to know is that there is a recommended a week of hygiene in relationship to cleaning up our timeline. All our thoughts have to go towards this timeline of freedom and let go of the timeline of limitations. The thoughts, the habits, the fear, the doubts, the traumas, the judgment, all of that. Anytime there is one of them, it stops the whole program. It blocks everything. So when you have those doubts, you have those fear, you have those limitations, you have an old thought that makes you believe you are less than, are completely free and abundant, return to it as soon as possible, rather than forcing out of your mind or anything, just to let it come, because those are rhythm, those are part of the old cycles that is changing. But we do need to get our thoughts into unidirection, and we are unipolar. If we have God within ourselves, all the energy of our life circulates. Like there is many people that circulates around your sun. Some people will come and crash into your light. Other people will be afraid of it. They will, but everything that we create returns to us. We're becoming sovereign of our own energy. So it is important when we fell out of the wagon, when we have negative thoughts or returning to any judgment or habit or habit or trauma or fear or doubts or whatever, to return into the center and the heart is the last key, is to be able to realign all our energy towards the timeline of freedom and abundance rather than lack and limitation. For the law of God is one. We have to be one with the law. The law operates within polarity, in reflective capacity, but it's only one law of God. God is one. There is no conflict within the truth that we're seeking to integrate. And the last key is the unipolarity and unidirectionality of our energy. And so. And so I thank you very much. I'm going to have a long message to deliver today, a lot of information. I hope they'll be of interest to you. I thank you very much if you like it, to like it, for sharing and commenting, as well as to not to forget to subscribe, as well as for your donations. This is going to be, I'm really appreciated. Very soon I know I'm going to get a huge donations that will be able to allow me to start all those projects. But in the meantime, even small ones are very appreciated. And of course, I'm selling my art. It's that I'm going to continue to do, not at the same price when I start my project, but I'm going to have a much better offer in terms of many artists and first and secondary markets, as well as they will be presented in a professional setting. So it's going to be quite different. But I realize I made a lot of progress in the last 10 years. We all have. A lot of people do not say it. They think it hasn't moved. Nothing has changed. But change is the only constant. And I plan to come into full spiritual maturity within the next 10 years. So it is quick. It's like it took me since I become aware of spirit and God in the 1984 or so. So it's like 40 years. It took me 40 years to get there, and I may have another 10 years to come into full maturity. But I'm really getting to that. We're really feeling like we're getting to the final key. And so then we'll have plenty of time to continue our growth and evolution in integrating ever increasing octaves of light and love and wisdom. So it is important when we it is important to take notes on everything that goes through your mind, that from your intuition. Keep note of it, and because it assists us in anchoring the energy, as well as it is very important to become master of our focal point. Because it's the 3Ds: diligence, discipline, and determination. And to be always very, very focused. because all of life is our own creation in reality, but we've been creating in our subconscious, in an unconscious way. We still have affected by rhythm that we're not. So just make an affirmation: I am sovereign of all my energies, and we have to own all our energy and our time. It's very important. And there was a phenomenon that I can feel more and more, that my mother was noting that when she told me that many decades and decades ago. She had this feeling that she became minuscule, like a minuscule being inside this huge physical body. And now I can feel it like almost all the time. My mom's birthday is on the 19th of August, so I might do a little celebration. She's no longer with us, but I'm still in contact with her, and I always will be. And she works on the Emerald Ray, Marianda, sends greetings. And so she was born on August 19, like Coco Chanel. Well, I know that Coco Chanel was born on the 19th, like Chanel number 19, because my mother was born on that day. But it's because we in truth, we are just a single atom. Our soul is just a single atom within this huge body. Eventually, our consciousness can be placed within each of our chakra and start to radiate, because we're not limited by our physicality. We're limited by our aura. Our consciousness exists outside of us and inside of us. But it is our stillness and our silence that gives us our stability, just as goodness also stabilizes very much. So because we do seek this permanent connection with our sovereign energy within the fifth dimension, and for that we have to use whatever, visualize, imagine, dream, find things that are really positive, that reinforce your direction, your energy that goes towards something that is really wanted. Um, and right now I feel that I'm able more and more to realize, to live life through my soul. Because at the beginning we live our life through our astral body. It means we experience something and then it goes into the drawer of our memory. But through our soul we can recall, we have access to all those memories. We can bring back a feeling, an energy, a memory at any time, as many times as we need. Eventually, our soul and our astral body are the yin and yang within ourselves, and they're going to need to come into divine sacred union. It's like a marriage of the yin and the yang, those two aspects, and then eventually they'll copulate and create this sacred embryo that will create this divine I am presence that will fulfill the final part of our ascension into the immortal planes. But that is not yet for today. But we still have this yin and yang, the feminine and masculine. And then eventually our astral body will meet our soul as a perfect complement, the immortal complement, soul twin. But it's a very romantic, sacred union in truth, and it's one of the secrets of the spirit realm. There is many wonderful, amazing treasures and secrets that we'll discover along the way on our path of realization and integration of remembrance of our divine nature. But a lot of things cannot be discussed. They're too personal and too private, and each person needs to discover these treasures. There's many treasures to discover when it is their own time. So. Pull a card and continue to make a second thought, or to make a little pause. We need to pause and integrate. When you have an information that's really important to you, just drink a glass of water, bless the water. It's always good to send beautiful energy. I say, I love you, water, I love you. You're going to bless me. Then you drink this water, and then it's going to anchor the energy, the information. And the card of the day is the yin. It means things are unfolding naturally at the right time. I'm realizing that we all have to know who we are and what's good for us and how we like things. And I'm realizing that in my off time, I like things to be a bit rock and roll. It's a little. In my business practice, I'm very conservative. But there is protocols in every business field, and in the art business is very specific, because it addresses people who are very sensitive to beauty and have an emotional connection to the creativity of the human spirit. When certain artists attracts them. But art is an instrument of peace in general. Huh? It's all a question of sensibility. Some people may be attracted by artists that I'm not attracted to, or vice versa. They may not see, because like Van Gogh, nobody could see the light in his work during his lifetime. It's just he had to wait after he died to be recognized. So a lot of people cannot. Sometimes they don't see it for a while, and then they may be attracted to things that are completely, to me, it's a complete bling, and there is no spirit. It's like some artists that they're very, very expensive, and they're very, very popular, but it's like there is no love, there is no. It's just an image. It's pure marketing. It's just bling. And but it's just a question of sensitivity. What we seek in art is so that's my word, and that's what I like. So I'm sharing a little bit. First, is an artist has to have a high style. It has to be a style that's very recognizable. When you see something from this one artist, well, if you see a Sisley or Pissarro, you might make a mistake, or a Braque cubist or Picasso cubist, you might not be able to, because Picasso used to copy Braque, but his work is much more expensive now on those. So we want a high style. It's an artist that has developed his own style and is very unique. We want good tests. Although Picasso invented really bad tests, his Dorama are really horrible, yet they're very strong paintings. And so he made bad tests acceptable, but it was Picasso. But in general, we want good tests. And then art has to be related to historical value and meaning. But that we need to wait a few hundred years to know the true importance of an artist. Just as science also is in terms of breakthrough, or in philosophy, it's about remarkable thoughts, because remarkable thoughts are building upon each other, just as artists are influencing each other. And science is based on past knowledge of science. But right now I'm getting new clarities and ideas this morning. It was really interesting. It's just something that's going to increase the unique and as well as positive impact on energy and education in relation to the coming operations of my project. It's going to be it's just a small thing, but it's like, wow, how people are going to respond to that. I can't really talk about it. I'd rather present it when it's the right time. And it's good to get, when you have a project, to keep it secret and only talk about it with the people that are involved in the realization of the project. And that's true for many, whether it is political, when it's like military, when it's the business, and every business field. In art, for example, if I have a Picasso, I know somebody who wants to sell a Picasso for a certain price, and I know somebody who's interested by that period of Picasso and has the money to buy it, I'm going to take the image and the information and take it to the buyer. But only the buyer, only if someone is qualified for it. I'm not going to show it to my friend. What do you say, my friends? What do you think? Because the deal won't happen. Because if it's your friends and they're very discreet, it's okay. But if somebody else outside of that knows that, he will completely disrupt the deal. So it's very important to get things, to keep things secret until they complete. And then even after it's complete, as an art dealer, I'm going to keep I'm going to keep all my transactions discreet, just as a respect for my clients. So everything I do is completely between me and, although it's completely legal and completely ethical, but it has to be discreet. So because it's important to command reality from our own reality, to be dominant over all our reality, but without ever imposing anything. Because the self-mastery we have is because we've accepted for months, for years, for decades, to stand in the shadow, in our own shadows, and to always keep our value, regardless of what we traverse. We kept our value, we kept our principle, we didn't compromise ourselves or associated ourselves with lower energies. So that's how we're getting our self-mastery at the end. We're finally getting there. But we've been greatly assisted by a higher self and the spirit. And we're not here to be popular. We are here to be recognized for what we are bringing into the world, for our light. And people will orbit around us. Some people will leave because they're afraid of our light. Our enlightenment comes from the eternal one. Yet we've been supported and assisted by all our friends on the planet, those who are with us and behind us, as well as all the masters and teachers of the past, our guides, the company of heaven. We have much gratitude for their protection, their wisdom, their love, their guidance. And many shallow people may get agitated when they come around us because the light is a bit too intense, so they will get agitated. So some of them we can just let them go because we don't have anything to interact with. But then there may be some of them we may want to appease and move on the right to keep them around if we want to keep them around. Eventually, if they're really not on the consonant of our frequency, they will probably live by themselves at some point, and in any way, and always be flexible, but do not never compromise who you truly are. Even if or when we're making mistakes, we learn and we correct it, rather than judging ourselves for it. And we can learn from other people's mistakes. But we cannot compete with anyone because we are a unique presence. So if we compete, we are it is the presence of somebody else we're putting our attention on. So it's better to increase our potential, our own inner potential, than yet when we see other people that have qualities or abilities, we can try to emulate to eventually possess those qualities, and we can learn from other people's mistakes. So we see them making mistakes, but we don't not gonna do that one. So it is important to learn everything and to learn from everything. But then we do not want to criticize too much other people, because first, if we criticize somebody for something, we may end up doing ourselves what we've been criticizing others for in the future, or maybe we've done that in the past and we still having self-judgment upon ourselves from doing that. In the Truth by God was explaining well, you're all like children to me, and it's not because a child is younger, is learning a lesser lesson, that it needs to be judged and criticized and condemned for learning a lower lesson. So just as we become aware, we no longer become vulnerable of lower consciousness, but we do have the respect for the ignorance of others. And it's important to express clearly our intention and to be honest and without fear, expecting always a positive response, but with no attachment. If the response is negative, we don't chase, we just let it go, we attract. It's very important to stop chasing and start attracting more. It is this lion's gate was very powerful. It awakened the lion's heart in order to lead others. The lion is the king of the jungle, but the elephants are pretty powerful too. But the lion is highly respected, and even in the galaxy, the lion beings are very their royal lineage. And the lion is generous, is a king, is passionate. So it's and we all have unique passion and talents, and it's very important to some very simple things, sometimes very, but all very significant. And so it's very we've all been nourished and trained in the fulfillment of that. So it is very important to know what brings you joy, what brings you passion within you, what is it you like more than anything else. And not to limitate yourself, but focalize on those things that really bring you joy, and trust the resources and the people will come at the right time to assist you to co-create together. Because right now we're really coming back to a systems where we stopped considering money to be a master, but we're making it a servant again. It's going to be in service. And if you have humanitarian project or visionary dreams, know that there will be the support needed, and very soon the abundance will flow in all directions. With the new energy, the quantum financial systems and the new financial monetary systems, there is going to be universal revenue where everybody will have the basics, but then those are tools of liberation. Everything is your own creation, and you have to sometimes to take risk and go forward, and also there is a minimum that we need to learn a little bit. We're going to have, I'm not really an expert, but I don't know much about it, but I know we're going to have to learn cryptos, because that's going to be a part of the financial liberation, the financial independence, rather than having to go through central banks and so on. Eventually the new financial system will become decentralized. For now, we're doing the best we can, the means of the systems, and knowing that we are guided and protected by the higher intelligence that guides our life. Well, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to just show a couple of paintings, and did I pull a card? Yeah, I pulled the card. I'm going to pull some cards at the end. So, This one I reworked on it a little bit. It was because there is a face here with like a guy with a nose, a mouth, with an eye, and a ear. And there was a lot of black, and I wasn't sure that it was too much. But now I see there is another guy with an eye, a nose. That's like looking back at this guy. So it's kind of a. I'm just going to leave it, and there are other stories in the paintings. I don't know if I have to comment them. I have about 400 on this format and 200 on the other format. I'm going to publish them in different catalogs. I don't know if I'll comment on each of them or let people imagine whatever they want to imagine. But I do want to catalog them to make sure there is no fake ones. Although the energy is very unique, but my cosmology paintings cannot be copied. But those somebody with a bit of techniques and can probably make some fake ones. So those are the ones I did yesterday. Maybe a bit agitated. There was a big transformation there. Oh, it looks like somebody like an arm like this, a face like this, two big glasses sitting here, and then there is another person with glasses here, a coin hat, sitting here, like somebody a bit like fat. But there's all kinds of things in those paintings. If you're interested, do not hesitate to get in touch with me. I finished with a song. The spirit was asking me to sing, so I'm going to return to singing. It's about the time of living. It's going to be the time we're going to be living. So it's like there's a great turning point that is coming, and we're focalizing more and more on the point of freedom, which we feel. And at all time, it's important to return always to create an hygiene, the fifth dimensional projection within the quantum field. So it's like it's all our thoughts eventually go in the same direction. There is no opposing force in the creative process that is preventing or slowing down the manifestation. So this very important key is the unipolarity of our omnidirectional energy towards that which is wanted. So, my friends, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thought I sent blessings and come into some greetings as well. And so I'm going to finish with this song and pull out a few cards. It's called On the Jet Plane. It's from Jan Denver. All my bags are packed. I'm ready to go. I am standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking, it's early morning. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. I'm already so lonesome I could cry. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now they don't mean a thing. Every place I go I'll think of you. Every song I sing I'll sing for you. When I'll come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Now the time has come to leave you. One more time let me kiss you. Then close your eyes and I'll be on my way. Dreams about the days to come, when I won't have to live alone. About the times when I won't have to say, kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. But I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Also, be living on a jet plane. There's going to be a lot of traveling. That's going to be. I sense that it is all part of the process when I have to travel the world. The observer of the day, the card of the day is success. So the success is finally here just because we're accepting the fact that there is no opposing forces to it. What we need to higher wisdom is illumination to continue to, to do whatever you can to be and to live as an enlightened being and receiving the light and sharing the light. What we need to understand is purification. There is a constant purification of the energy. In order, the more pure we are, the closer we'll be able to get to the center, the creator. What we need to do is to flow. So it's a natural flow. We don't want to go faster than our own flow, but not slower than our own slow flow. And we all have our unique flow. It's like a river of life. And this river, we don't go against the current. We don't go back to the past. We don't criticize the energy. We go with the flow. And at some point, the river is going to go get into the ocean. And then there will be at 0 point. All will stop and will merge our consciousness with the great universal consciousness. So this river, we navigated with the forces of Venus and Mars, the Ida and Pengala, and this Shashuna is not the name of the river. So we continue to navigate with our willpower and our desires, the Mars and Venus energies. And the outcome will be flexibility. We have to be flexible on many things. For me, it's like I have this amazing relationship. I don't know what I deserve to have. Those women love me and to be ready for this experience. But it's like to be flexible. I don't know. We don't know all the details. The only thing we cannot compromise is our principle, our value, our core value, who we are, and that we need to remain true to ourselves. And from there we can always be flexible, not to be intransigent, to let go, because life is so diverse. We have to be in the love and unity with all that is, while learning to where we set our boundaries, of course. We cannot just it wouldn't work otherwise. Well, my friends, I hope this message was interesting. I thank you so very much for your like, sharing, commenting, subscribing, for your donations. If you want a private consultation or if you want to discuss some paintings, do not hesitate to contact me. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.